Welcome back in the course. In this segment, we will learn how to create scripts and understand how to write and add comments to the code. Pretty much exciting material to cover, so let's get started. When we create some variables, as we learned in the previous lecture, let me also add some more variables, and finally, one more variable, let's say c equals to 45. So now we have created three variables. We might be interested in saving our work. That is, we might want to save all the commands and all the operations and manipulations that we perform on top of our variables. One way to do that is to create scripts. That is, we are going to write code in the scripts rather than executing them individually on the command line. In order to create scripts, one way is to press the up arrow key and select all those commands which you are interested in including in your scripts. So let's say I am interested in these two commands. So when we right click on that, we got an option saying create scripts. When we click that, another window will appear and you can use the window in order to write your MATLAB programs. We can add more statements to this file as much as you like. The next step is to save it in some proper place, and this is the default directory location which you can change. And finally, you will give it a meaningful name to this file. For instance, we can say exercise_1. And remember that its extension is going to be .m, which is the MATLAB extension for storing scripts. You may find that file is now currently in the working directory. If you, for some reason, save that at some other place, make sure that you can change the current directory to date location before executing the code. You can always change the current working directory like this. Once we have written this code, the next thing we may want to do is to run this code. It's again super easy. And all you need to do is to click this run button and it will run all the corresponding code for you that is contained in this particular script. And if there is any output as a result of running your code, it is going to appear here in the command window. So when we run it, it is going to execute this step, which is b equals to 8 and then c equals to 45. And then finally this line, which is d equals to c plus b. So a few notes that we should note over here. First, we may not want this output to be appearing here in the command window. If we want to take rid of this, that is, we do not want it to appear here over the command window. Rather, we only want the result to appear in the command window. To achieve this, we will put a semicolon at the end of this statement. All these statements for which we do not want to have any output. So let's re-execute this program. The first two statements are not going to be part of our output, and only the result or variable d is going to appear as an output. The second note is that whenever you open a script, you will have a change in the options that are appearing here at the top. So the display of these options are automatic in MATLAB, and the MATLAB recognizes the current work you are performing, and based on that, it automatically displays the appropriate options that are relevant to your current task. There are some very useful options which we will cover later in the course, and they will become very relevant to us as we progress in this course. Finally, you may also be interested in writing some explanations of the commands that you are using in the scripts. In order to do that, you need to insert some comments into your scripts. The comments are that part of your script which is not going to be executed as part of the program. To add comments, we need to use the %sign. Any line which starts from the %sign, the MATLAB recognizes it as a comment. So now this line is going to be treated as a comment. And similarly, I can add additional comment here, that is, this is the declaration for variable c. And I can add one more here also and say that this is the final result. So when I execute this program, the statements that corresponds to the comments are not going to be executed. The MATLAB automatically recognizes that anything that starts with the percentage sign is a comment and not part of the code, and it is just the explanation of the code. So that was how you can aid explanations in order to understand your code more meaningfully. One more final note is that there are always multiple ways of doing the same thing in MATLAB. The other way to create scripts is to go to New File and click on the script, and then we can write the whole code over again. So we can declare some variables like in the previous example. So we'll essentially perform the same job of creating new scripts. And when you try to run it, it will ask you to save it first. So we can mention exercise 1.1 and then it will run and execute that code. So again, the two methods to create scripts is first you can create it from the command window by using the up arrow key and select the commands that you want to include in your scripts. And the second way is to use this plus sign and it will create a new script for you. I hope you are enjoying the course. See you in the next segment, and until then, happy MATLAB learning!